What could have upset Mr. Faber?
His name is not Faber. I have to tell someone. His name is Michael Rafiel. And I think he killed Verity.
During the war, we took in wounded servicemen at St. Elspeth's, those that hospital could do nothing more for, and for one reason or another, they couldn't go home. We had our nursing skills and some medical support and did our best for them. Though in truth, it wasn't always enough. And then in 1940, the Battle of Britain, Michael's aircraft was shot down, and Verity found him alive.
We gave him sanctuary.
The German airman?
Well, love thine enemy. Another German pilot was nearly killed by local villagers when they found him.
Verity nursed him in secret, away from our official patients.
They fell in love?
Yes.
I remember the day she left. She was keeping vigil with Ralph Collins, an RAF pilot who was nearing his end. And then she told me that she and Michael were running away together. And she was to meet him here, in Medhurst, on Bonaventure Rocks. And I reminded her that she had offered herself to God. I told her to come to the chapel and pray to St. Elspeth for strength to tell Michael that she must never see him again. And pray she did. And St. Elspeth gave her the strength.
I must confess I was very surprised. Young love can be so strong. But Mother Superior was right, as she always is. And Verity chose God over her passion for Michael. I wished her good luck, and off she went to tell him. But she never came back.
And a week or so later, when we were burying poor Ralph Collins, news reached us that Michael had been captured and taken to a prisoner of war camp.
We never heard from Verity again.
I've had enough of it, Sydney. I'm frightened.
We're not stopping now.
Please.
I can't manage without you, darling. We're in this together.
It's not me you care about, is it?
Wait, don't be silly.
I know who you are. A few years older and dressing sharper. But it's you.
Is it?
I've got a proposition. Come to my room later. Without your husband.
Yes, Sydney told me about Verity Hunt, and yes, I suppose there is a resemblance.
Especially when we first saw you on the coach.
What do you mean?
You were less sophisticated. No jewellery, hardly any makeup.
Like you were when Mr. Raybon called you Verity.
Sydney prefers me like that sometimes. Reminds them of her. So what?
Had you met anyone else in the group before?
No, thank you.
So, that afternoon,
I was upset with Sydney. I went up to those rocks on my own all the time.
exactly where?
One rock's the same as another. Right?
At Forester Grange, Raybon accused me of killing her. He guessed who I was because Verity told him about me. He was crazy, and so is that Agnes, and so is anyone who thinks that I could. We were so in love.
Were you?
From that first moment, I believe. And it became more and grew until we both knew it. could not stay. I decided to try for Ireland. I asked her to come with me. She said yes, and we arranged to meet at Bonaventure Rocks. She never arrived. Someone must have seen me and been suspicious. But I swear, she never arrived. I was the rest of...
I think I left my knitting. Your earrings are pretty. I saw some just like them in Gallard's window when Raymond took me to tea in Piccadilly. They were awfully expensive.
Oh, I always buy my jewellery at Gallard's. Though, all good things come to an end. And there are some things that money can't buy, Sydney says. Well...
Good night.
There you are.
Yes, Derek.
You ready for me?
Yes, Derek.
Why didn't you tell me up on the rocks?
You might have pushed him off and killed him. I didn't know you had it in you.
Nobody tries it on with my wife and gets away with it.
Thanks, Sid. I'll wear the locket you gave me until my dying day, I promise. I can't tell you where I am, but I'm in love with a German airman called Michael.
Giovanni.
Looking for this?
What on earth's happening? Some of us need our 10 hours.
This is a party.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? My name is Jason Rafiel. If you're hearing this, it has become necessary through my earthly representative to encourage you to continue this mystery tour. Your next destination will, I hope, reveal the true fate of poor Verity, and justice shall prevail.
What happened to your nose?
Caught it on the door handle. Doing up my shoelace.
What are they looking at? Oh, where are we going now?
Sit down. We don't want an accident.
Why are we going here?
St. Elspeth's.
What are we doing here? I don't like it.
I expected it was a mouse. More like a rat.
Now you know what's going on. You are a policeman.
Doesn't necessarily follow, I'm afraid.
She doesn't look too happy, does she?
Martyrdom is no laughing matter, Mr. Lumley. St. Elspeth's heart was pierced by the spear of Lord Ethelbert when she refused to forsake her faith to become his mistress. Some of her bones lie here still in the chapel below.
I don't believe you. What's wrong with the coach? You got us here?
Well, it's not getting us back.
So where's the nearest taxi rank, Miss Daffodil 1951?
You sabotaged it. We're staying the night, and that's all there is to it.
It's not. It's not. I'm not staying here. Nor me. Put my keys back, Miss. Not go.
The man I saw on Bonaventure Rocks when Mrs. Waddy was killed, he wore these. The book has your name on it, Mr. Faber.
My mattress is simply crawling with things.
Then you just have to frighten them away, Miss Dalrymple.
Well, I didn't say a word.
You better not have.
Mother Superior was telling me about Ralph Collins.
Oh, the headstone. It was all terribly sad. He was more or less in a coma from the day he arrived. No papers, no memory. The most appalling injuries. Mother Superior took it very hard when we lost him. I laid him out all by myself to spare her, and broke the news in the morning. We were all terribly on edge. It was almost a week since Verity had disappeared.
You killed Verity. Confess it.
How could I? She's still alive!
After I'd had Verity declared dead by the courts, she wrote, threatening to return from the grave unless I paid her £50 a month.
But anyone could have read about your legal action and written a letter.
I'm not that gullible. I sent Derek to meet her with a photograph and a list of questions about her past.
And it was her?
Yes.
I only ask because when Mrs. Lumley first saw you at the coach, she put on dark glasses. As if you were afraid Mr. Turnbull might recognize you. Such a fear could account for your transformation that evening from the plain and simple look that you said reminded Mr. Lumley of Verity.
And reminded Rayburn, too. That's why he called you by her name.
It is possible, isn't it?
How could you be so utterly stupid?
That looked like her from the photo. Didn't it? In your simple little frock and a dark wig under the light of a backstreet lamp because you were too nervous to meet in daylight. Of course you answered all the questions about Verity's background because your husband coached you.
He's not that stupid. He rumbled us on the rocks, didn't he?
Are you admitting to blackmail?
Ask him about blackmail. He said if I came to his room and did things, he'd keep quiet about us.
How's your nose?
All that money!
Wait. Why were you in Medhurst when Verity disappeared? Were you looking for her?
Yes.
How did you know where she was?
I'd written to an old skivvy chum at Forrester Grange that she was here at the convent. I wanted to offer her an allowance if she kept quiet about her real father. But I never got the chance.
Then, my Verity. Is she alive or is she dead?
I expect things will make sense in the morning. They usually do. Is it mine?
Who are you?
I am Nemesis. And justice will roll down like waters.
And righteousness, the everlasting stream.
The poison in my cocoa is the same poison that